The group got into Gondar early in the morning. Then we picked them up, went to the hotel, the Goa Hotel, for breakfast. And then we went to the castles of Gondar, a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Now we toured the whole compound, all the castles.
And very well preserved, very well preserved.
Really nice architecture.
Yeah, lovely architecture.
Beautiful, I really like it. Taking in the history, would recommend.
Went to the Trinity Church. That's a beautiful church that's still functioning from the King's time. After that, we went to the swimming bath, the recreational palace. Got to enjoy that. Traditional Ethiopian dinner.
So far, it's been really amazing. A place I've always wanted to come. I grew up around a bunch of Ethiopians back in Los Angeles, and they said a lot of great things about it. The food has been amazing so far. Nowhere else right now I'd want to be besides Ethiopia.
This is day one in Ethiopia.
Hey guys, welcome back to Dejene Ethiopia Tours. As promised, we have another video for you guys, and I think you'll really like this one because I am touring Gondar with the group that I told you about last video. We're touring Gondar, going around, so I'm gonna fill you guys in on what they're seeing and how they're enjoying it, all that. So this is very exciting. And for my Aardvark group, welcome to Ethiopia. I hope you guys had a great time. I hope you guys are home and still talking about Ethiopia. Driving about 30 minutes to the airport to pick up our group. We are in the Gondar airport waiting for our group to land, and then the fun begins. The Goa hotel was nice enough to give us their coaster so we can pick up their luggage.
Oh my god, is that a camera?
One of the reasons we like having two cars, even though we could really fit it onto one car, sometimes you don't know, like people have a lot of luggage sometimes, or different extra stuff. So we like having an extra car for the luggage, just so that we can be comfortable, and it's your entry into Gondar, so we like to have it. Right now we have about 30-minute drive to our hotel. So the scenery is nice, and the whole city, you'll see a lot of construction going on because some are being renovated, new stuff are being built, roads are being extended, all kinds of stuff. So if you see something that you don't understand, ask me, I'll tell you. And then we'll have breakfast at the hotel, and then we'll go into the city and tour the castles and all that kind of stuff. Because the group got in on Sunday, there's a lot of people going from church wearing the white cloth on top, so that was pretty cool to see, and it was something that they were curious about. This is going back up to the Goa Hotel. It's up in the mountains, so you get a fantastic view, but getting up and down sometimes can be challenging, especially if you're walking. It's really hard. Great that everybody goes for the view. This is pretty much what happens every time I take a group up there, even for myself. This is the full view of Gondar. Then, because breakfast was ready for them, we got back into the hotel. The group arrived from Israel, so they didn't get a chance to eat breakfast. And this was about 9 in the morning now. So we wanted to feed them food because they're tired. There's some food here and also over there. You can take whatever you want. So we had breakfast. They get to go into their rooms, clean up, get changed, get ready for the travel. We're good. Excited. Breakfast, now tour. She's our boss.
He's the boss.
No, you're the boss. Yeah. Then we're back on the bus to actually go to Gondar castles, Fasilides. So Dave is with us to film our journey throughout the whole trip, and then whatever we film, you guys can have it at the end of the trip. We'll send it to you guys on Google Drive or whatever. So it's all for you guys, and also put up on YouTube if you guys don't mind. You know, how many times are you gonna be in Africa? So it's a good thing to film and have documentations of. As we go down the hill, there's a lot of donkeys, sheep. They're for sale, so somebody walk around, if you see one, you just go and buy it.
How much is one? Yeah.
3,500 birr, which would be about $30.
That's
$30 for a
it.
boat?
Huh? Yeah. So we get to the castle, and I introduce them to our guide, Fantaun. This is Fanta, and he's gonna be our guide in here and around here, so don't ask me any questions. While Fantaun pays and gets our receipts, they let us just go in so that we can, you know, in the meantime, walk around and get ready. Here we're standing around the horse stable and also the banquet hall. There's a huge banquet hall. To give you guys an idea, this is for the horses. So based on your hierarchy, whenever you came to visit the king and queen, you would put your horse in there, and then you'd walk over here, and this was the banquet hall.
It's like a donation you're giving?
No. It's like your car parking. Yeah, keep parking.
Car park.
Castle we're going through right now is being renovated. We kind of walked in and walked out, but this is before it was all destroyed, so we couldn't go in. They're fixing the bottom floor to have manuscripts and stuff like that within it, and then upstairs also there's a second floor that we would be able to go in. So once they're done soon, I'll show you guys what that looks like. But like the roof was destroyed by the British when they bombed it. I'll tell you a little bit about that in a bit. We're just walking through the compound right now, just trying to stay on the edges. There's a spot, you know, under this huge tree that we will sit, and everybody gets an orientation of, you know, what they're gonna get to see, what's in it, how much stuff, any information, historical stuff.
So welcome to Gondar. As Deju introduced my name is Fantahun. You can call me in short Fanta. Gondar was the third capital city for Ethiopia. That means before Gondar, there were two capital cities. That were Aksum and Lalibela. The one who found this city, his name is Fasilides. Fasilides, he came to the power in 1632, and then he found Gondar as the third capital city. He built his own palace on the center of the city.
These buildings in front of us right now, these are new office buildings. So this used to be the entrance to the castle. So they're fixing it up. They're gonna be office spots. They're building them really nice. Imagine how beautiful it used to look when none of these buildings were destroyed, when everything was like functioning and working. It would have been nice to see that. Hopefully we rebuild all of it, recreation of it, so we can really get a feel of how things looked. So we go through the back area where they're planting plants. Fanta gives us some description of what these castles are built from and how they built them. So you don't see any workers here because it's Sunday, so nobody's working.
Beautiful. I really like it. Very nice. Take in the history. Would recommend. Great tour guide. Beautiful weather. 10 out of 10. In my humble opinion.
Really nice architecture.
Yeah, lovely architecture, and I like the use of materials.
I like the scaffolding.
I think beautiful and very well preserved. Very, very well preserved. Very nice, very beautiful. Much nicer than what we have in England.
As we're walking around, you can see there's a lot of destruction to the castles, to the whole compound. And that's because it was bombed by the British. And they were trying to get rid of the Italians that had occupied a lot of parts of Ethiopia. Not fully, but a lot of parts of Ethiopia. And they had made the Gondar castles into one of their bases. So in order to get them out, they had to bomb them from above. And that's why you see a lot of the destruction. And this was during World War II. The reason that happened was because Italians tried to occupy Ethiopia in 1896 and Ethiopia defeated them. It's called the Battle of Adwa. That's one of the biggest battles for Ethiopia and also for Africa. Because of that battle, because of us winning, we became the only country in Africa not to be occupied by any foreign power. So that was a big deal. And then during World War II, Mussolini was upset and had a grudge and he wanted to do some payback, try to occupy Ethiopia, and they were defeated again. But they did destroy a lot. They occupied a lot of part of Ethiopia, but throughout the whole thing, Ethiopia was at war. Emperor Haile Selassie also went to British for a little bit and also was in Israel for a little bit during this whole fight.
So far, it's been really amazing. It's a place I've always wanted to come. I grew up around a bunch of Ethiopians back in Los Angeles, and they said a lot of great things about it. The food has been amazing so far. The scenery, it's beautiful. Nowhere else right now I'd want to be besides Ethiopia.
Now they're going into the main Fasilides castle. This is the biggest one.
We're here in a king's house from the Ethiopian. Please look, this, according to the man, was the dining room. Wow.
These are the banquet halls, 2 different banquet halls, a meeting area. So this is being renovated, the floor is renovated. The doors are original, they've just been varnished or like oiled up.
Please come over here, please come over here. Here is a beautiful view of Ethiopia. And this is a wonderful tour guide. Say hi.
We're gonna have you guys take a picture up here. Are you getting ready?
Oh, that's where he is.
We're on the top of the tower in Gondar and we're preparing for the picture. So as you can see, the guy is there with his camera and we're all getting into formation.
So before you couldn't go downstairs to the basement, you could only go to the first floor. So now both the basement is renovated, first floor is also renovated, the wooden parts and stuff are fixed. Light is gonna be on there, so I was told they're putting in light that will not affect, the rocks or the way it ages or anything like that, so that you could actually have a much better visibility. And then also then you would be able to go onto the 3rd floor and see from there also. So as we go around this, full compound, obviously there's a lot of parts you can't see because they used to have like a steam and sauna rooms, different activities, places where they would make Ethiopian honey wine and cook and stuff like that. All that is part of the destruction. Right now we're walking into the concert hall for traditional music or even church music and stuff. I would have there. It's said to be very beautiful in its heyday.
So this part, it was concert hall. It was built during the time of David.
Ethiopia has a lot of different type of dancing if you go from the north to the south, and there's different movements and different style of dancing, different dress dancing. The beat is different, the musical instruments are sometimes different. We talked about that a little bit, and then we tried to move our shoulders a little bit over here. Here I'm going around showing them the actual dance from the music video that we're listening to, how they move, how they dance, and all that kind of stuff. I did just like Try to, introduce them to a little bit of Ethiopian dancing, a little bit of music, just to get them ready for the night. From there, we were pretty much done. After the dancing, we were done with the castles. It's very hard to tell the full story of the castles and each castle and what happened there, because it's a very long story. It's a very long story over 200 years. So a lot of the stuff, we're just getting the highlights and just looking at the highlights before just moving on. From the castle, people need to go to the bathroom. We went into a restaurant across the street, much nicer than the bathrooms in the castle right now. But there's new bathrooms being built within the castles as you tour, so that'll be nice. You don't have to go anywhere. Go through downtown Gondar. This is a wedding happening, so that's what they're doing. So we're going through the square of Tedros II. After about 200 years, the age of Gondar failed, and it became an age of like the princes. That's what we call it, the age of princes, where it was just different landlords and stuff like that controlled their area, and there was no monarch that controlled unified leadership in Ethiopia. And then what happened was Tedros then went around, conquered the different princes, and became king of kings. From the castle, we went to have some lunch, a quick lunch, at a cafe in Gondar city. So they got a little bit of an idea of what it is like at the local cafe, what the food is like, and it's a nice one.
This is day one in Ethiopia.
From the cafe, we got on the bus and we went to the Trinity Church. A very beautiful church, about 400 years old, so it's still functioning, still gives service. The way our churches are built is slightly different because anybody can go into any church, and also these areas that they're sitting in right now is actually an area that everybody comes and prays, and you can also spend some time there. Actually, some people might stay there for a month or two praying and getting holy water and the whole thing.
So now we'll go to inside from the second compound, and then you will see the structure.
After a little bit of explanation, we get to go inside. We all have to take off our shoes, and then men and women enter through the different doors.
You can see the priest and deacon, they have such kind of prime stick, sistrum, and a big drum. So they're chanting and singing. During that 17th century, people, they are not able to read Bible. That's why in order to preach them, the monk, he painted biblical picture.
And then he explains to them, all churches have paintings. So because most Ethiopians weren't educated, the way priests would be teaching the Bible and different lessons would be through paintings and through art. So this church, throughout the whole church, there's paintings of different stories of the New Testament, Old Testament. And also the Ethiopian church has a very unique way of drawing. So if you see only like the profile of somebody, so you only see one eye, that means that person was bad. If you see both eyes, then that person is good. As far as I know, it's only within the Ethiopian church. The church has a very beautiful paintings up on the roof. So the whole roof is painted by the angels. So it's angels looking down from all different directions. So it's a very beautiful sense. I really like that. We finished that, we toured that church, we took some pictures, walked around the compound. It was nice. we get on the bus again and go to the bath. So these are within a few miles of each other, so 5 minutes on the bus, 6 minutes on the bus, off, on. So drive through is very easy.
Now we are in Fasilides swimming pool, which is 2 kilometers far from his residence.
This was the King Fasilides built this as his recreational palace. So he'd come here to bathe, ride the horse and stuff like that. So they have huge grounds for riding horses and stuff like that. This is where Timkat takes place. Timkat is the baptism of Jesus Christ. So here, the bath, as you'll see, the swimming pool will be filled with water, blessed by the priest, and then everybody gets sprayed. Imagine having a castle. From the first floor, you can jump into the swimming pool. Like I said, the group got in early this morning, so they're a bit tired. So from here, we went back to our hotel so we can rest for an hour or so. So that when we go to our traditional dancing and music to the Four Sisters, everybody has good energy, good vibes. Four Sisters I really like because the food is good, and then they give you an experience, all run by the women. It was started by Four Sisters. I think somebody helped them start it, but then the Four Sisters run it, they dance, the whole thing. So I like this place really, it's great. Even look at the way they welcome you in. It's a good vibe from the start. So everybody sits, our food is ready. As you can see, there's more food than you could possibly eat. All the versions, vegetarian to meat, anything you could really want. They gave us some blankets for anybody that was cold. I think most people put them on just because it was cool. It looked really cool. They also make coffee, traditional Ethiopian coffee for us. In Ethiopia, one thing that happens that everybody was kind of surprised with and they didn't know what to do with is when coffee is made and they're roasting it, after they roast it, they go around so that everybody can get the smell of the coffee towards them. So you kind of do this where you're pushing the coffee roasting so you can smell it. That's why they go around, you know, just showing you the smoke so that you can push it towards yourself. You know, I wanted to kind of treat them a little bit, so we got a small taste of honey wine for them. That's Ethiopian traditional alcohol that's fermented from honey. So that's our honey wine. It's just a taste, we're not trying to get drunk. Then obviously the alcohol is out, then the dancing starts. After some dancing, then we said goodbye and made it back to our hotel. We wanted to have a quick meeting, so we gathered in a circle so that they can talk about their day and what our plans are for tomorrow, because tomorrow we're going up to the Sami Mountains where we'll see Chada baboons. We will be hiking. So that was a lovely day that everybody got to enjoy and really have fun. I hope you guys like this.